Hi, it's Conor Svensson here, founder and CEO of Web3 Labs, and this is your week in enterprise blockchain and protocols on Monday, the 8th of November 2021. This week's key events include the Ethereum Name Service, ENS's governance token being launched, Digital Currency Group achieves a $10 billion valuation, Microsoft announces some Metaverse plans, and Goldman's partners with digital asset. The Ethereum Name Service, or ENS as it's known, which is a open source protocol for domain names. You can kind of think of it as like the DNS service that powers web addresses, i.e. you type a web address into your browser and then that takes you to a web page. For Ethereum, you have ENS, which is where you basically put a word or a name like a web domain almost, except it ends in .eth, and that actually maps to a wallet address on the Ethereum network or an address of a smart contract. It's a project that's got a lot of traction in a good way, just because it's seen as like a key building block for the overall Ethereum ecosystem. And what they've announced this week is that they're going to be releasing an ENS token. The team behind ENS basically believe now that the DAO space, that's decentralized autonomous organization, has matured enough alongside the ENS protocol that they're comfortable passing over the governance of the project to a DAO and then have a governance token, which is the ENS token, to actually support this. And so what this basically means is that people initially who own ENS addresses, they're going to be able to participate in the governance of the project. They'll get ENS tokens for holding these addresses. This is going to be happening over the coming weeks. So it's a really positive step for the project. Certainly with something like ENS, they want to really tie into the ethos of decentralization, which is a big part of what the Ethereum network stands for. And so by transitioning to this DAO structure, it helps fulfill that objective there, and in the aim that longer term it will remain a community governed project. SoftBank and Google's parent company Alphabet have taken part in a $700 million investment round in Digital Currency Group, which gives the group a $10 billion valuation. So they're a very well-known organization. They're the parent company of CoinDesk, also Grayscale as well, and Grayscale provide a number of different exchange-based crypto products. And so it's very big news for them, and just shows how much interest there is in the company there, given that you've got Alphabet there in the mix as well. Off the back of Facebook's announcement last week talking about the Metaverse, Microsoft has started to get in on the act as well, and so they're planning to actually update their Teams product and gaming console services with a new product called Dynamics 365 Connected Spaces. And so the intent here is that people will be able to create avatars and so on, and they can actually use those to participate in meetings and these sorts of things. There isn't actually any discussion here about tokens as such or the blockchain angle, but at the same time, given that Microsoft, they are supportive of blockchain technology and they're one of the market leaders with their collaboration tools via Teams, it's certainly going to be one to watch and fun to see these sort of innovations play out. 3Air, which is a blockchain startup, is going to help address some of the challenges with the lack of physical infrastructure to support people in Africa. So apparently only 20% of people in Africa are active internet users, with less than 1% having access to broadband. And so what they want to do is they want to provide broadband connectivity to the masses that's readily available via a blockchain-based platform. What they're looking at doing here is creating a lot of physical infrastructure to support these users and actually tokenize it using Cardano. And so the intent here is that people will be able to use Cardano tokens to actually pay for these services, and they'll have digital identities associated with them and loyalties and so on. So it's certainly another big ambitious project coming out that's focused on Africa with respect to Cardano. Certainly previously we've spoken about how Cardano were partnering with the Ethiopian government around opportunities in digital identity. So it's interesting to see how this narrative will play out there. Goldman Sachs, they're strengthening their tokenization focus by working with the blockchain company Digital Asset. And so this is a partnership basically that's been announced that is saying really that Goldman Sachs are going to be working with DAML, which is Digital Asset's flagship product, which is really a a sort of ledger agnostic language for creating smart contracts, either on top of blockchains or potentially database backed technologies as well. And so at this point, I think it's more just a press release to say that they're going to be partnering with them, but certainly there's a lot of people in the financial space who are working with DAML. That being said, though, because it provides the sort of abstraction layer that sits on top of the blockchain as such, you are kind of buying into the DAML ecosystem a bit by working with them there. A company called SigmaLedger have announced that their anti-counterfeit solution, which is called Coupon Business Exchange, has been adopted by Procter & Gamble and Walgreens. And so what they're looking to do here is that they want to be able to verify coupons that people are using for purchases at the point of sale, and this is what the SigmaLedger technology will actually be able to do here. So the intent is it's going after counterfeiters who are using like these fake vouchers, but also allow real-time reporting as well, which means retailers will actually get reimbursed faster. They have their own enterprise version of Ethereum that they're using for this, but no doubt it's another proof of concept that we'll see if it starts to play out more widely within the coupon space for supermarkets. That's all we have for this week in enterprise blockchain and protocols. If you're interested in key events across DeFi, crypto or NFTs, please check out our other episodes for Week in Blockchain. And if you'd like to learn more about the innovators behind the scenes driving a lot of these big changes that are happening, do check out our Blockchain Innovators podcast, where I speak to individuals who've made significant contributions to the blockchain ecosystem, find out what inspires them, get their thoughts on the latest industry news and events spanning crypto, enterprise protocols, DeFi, NFTs and DAOs. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.